Star Wars Resistance aired 2 episodes this week, The New World and No Place Safe. I'm just gonna dive right into the Battlestar Galactica reference of the week because it is significant. At the end of Season 2 of BSG, the surviving human fleet finds a safe haven planet that'll shield them from their enemies, the Cylons. Tired of running, they set down roots before realizing the planet is not as safe as they first assumed. That's the same basic setup for the New World. The civilians of the Colossus want a place to call home again. They want to establish the station as a refueling platform on a planet the First Order doesn't care about. But during a recon mission, Kaz discovers that their enemies already know about the world and could return at any time. They also meet the natives, who are defensive of their home until they realize the people of the Colossus are allies. But the big message of the story revolves around Kaz. He's stayed with the Colossus all this time because they needed a defensive force. As the Colossus, its people, and the other pilots prepare to rest again, they look forward to going back to the way things were. The Aces would no longer be a fighter squadron, but racers. Kaz doesn't think he can walk away from the fight, so he looks to Griff for advice. Finally, Griff gets some significant screen time and backstory. We learn that he used to serve in the Empire under Doza until the captain left the Empire and brought some of his people with him. Doza knew the Empire was wrong, so it was easy for him to walk away from that war, to seek a peaceful life instead. But Kaz isn't in that position. He would be abandoning the Resistance, the side he actually believes in. He'd be leaving them to fight the First Order on their own. He'd be ignoring his convictions and principles for a life of comfort while everyone else did the hard work, and he just can't do it. At the start of the series, Kaz joins the Resistance because he wants adventure and excitement. It's all just fun and games to him. But then Starkiller Base happened, and he saw some of the horrors of the First Order across the galaxy. As Griff says, seeing war firsthand changes a person, and Kaz wouldn't be able to live with himself if he stopped fighting now. There's an additional message that seeking out the peaceful life is only temporary anyway. The First Order already found this supposedly safe planet and attacked it. They were looking for former rebel bases, and in No Place Safe, we see them leave a probe behind just in case the Resistance decides to show up. The people of the Colossus could stick their heads in the sand for a while. They could ignore the fight against the First Order, but eventually the fight would find them. They'd just be delaying the inevitable, and by then there wouldn't be any resistance left to save them. It's the old saying, survive together or die alone. And that becomes relevant when the First Order does find them. The Colossus has to make their escape yet again, and the Ace pilots defend the station with the help of their new water-dwelling friends. Their weapons are more primitive, but they are successful in taking out a number of TIE fighters and bombers. Just like the Ewoks, the implication is that heart and a pure cause will always win against superior numbers and technology. Kaz leads the Aces in an attack against the Star Destroyer, and that's when we get a big moment for Tam, who is part of the attack on the Colossus. She knows she's got Kaz in her crosshairs, but she is unable to pull the trigger. However, she is able to save the Star Destroyer and her superior officers through some fancy flying, which gets her a promotion. So we're still seeing her struggle with her current position. She can't bring herself to hurt her old friends, but she also refuses to let the First Order leaders die. She is pleased with her promotion at the end. She seems to be stuck right in the middle, but the middle isn't a very good place to be in a fight like this. Kaz and Yeager agree that they have to turn their backs on Tam for the moment. I doubt they truly believe that, but still, I was surprised to hear either of them vocalize it. So the Colossus is back on the run. Hopefully we see them join up with the rest of the Resistance soon. I want the civilians, and specifically Doza, to make the decision to officially join the fight now that they know there isn't anywhere they can hide. Kaz got a rendezvous point from Norath near Batu, so maybe another chance will present itself in these final 3 episodes. Next week's episode is literally called Rebuilding the Resistance, and we know the Fireball was included in that big fleet shot in The Rise of Skywalker, so we know it happened, but I'd love to actually see it in the show. But both of this week's episodes were really good. We're seeing the arcs of multiple characters near their end, Kaz being the most obvious example, but even smaller characters like Hype are shown to have grown drastically. He's no longer selfish and out for himself. He's a team player willing to take a Star Destroyer head-on to protect his home. And all the Aces have gone from a poor squadron to a great one over the course of the season. Also, these episodes were just very pretty, and the animation looked great. The dogfighting was especially exciting. And that's all I have to say about Resistance today. Let me know what you thought of the episodes in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.